Okay, so I'm going to show y'all how to make a cute little craft today, I guess you could call it. We're going to do a heart with some sunbursts. So you're going to need a piece of paper. I'm using some watercolor paper and watercolors. If you want, you can use crayons, markers, whatever kind of paint you have around the house. And I'm using masking tape. You can use regular Scotch tape if you want, but masking tape tends to do a little bit better about not ripping the paper. So if you're working on a surface that's sensitive, I would put a something under it to protect whatever surface you're working on. But I'm going to tape down the sides so that when you're finished, it will create a cute little border. And it also helps keep my paper in place. So I'm trying to make it even as possible so that my border is even. If you want, you can measure it out, but I'm just eyeballing it for today. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect. And I'm thinking y'all can use this for maybe a Mother's Day craft if you want. It could be really cute for a card or whatever you would like. So once you have that taped, we're going to sketch out what we're going to draw. So it's going to be a heart in the middle. Take your pencil and sketch out a nice heart. The heart in the middle can be whatever size you want. I'm just drawing a pretty regular sized heart here. And then I'm going to draw some lines coming off of it. And this will be the little sections of different colors we're going to paint. Alright, that looks pretty good. So, let me get my eraser. So we don't want the lines to show up after we paint. So I'm just going to kind of erase it a little bit, just enough so I can still see it. But once we paint over it, you won't be able to see it as much. Alright, that looks pretty good. Alright. So now I'm going to take my watercolor brush. I'm going to wet it with my water. I have my water in my tray here. And I'm going to grab some red because I want my heart to be red. And I'm just going to use the outline that I made as a guide to make my heart. Remember to get some water, wet your brush, dip it in the paint, and then paint. And if you're switching up colors, remember you've got to rinse that brush off first. So that looks pretty good. Alright, now I'm going to take a couple different colors. Let me fix this real quick. Alright, so we've got our heart down. And I'm going to do some little bursts. So I'm going to take my yellow And I'm going to do a yellow burst here. I'm being careful not to, went too far. That's okay. We can fix it. Whenever you make an accident or a mistake maybe, the best thing about art is that we can always fix it. There's really no real mistakes in art. Remember that. No real mistakes. Just happy mistakes. So you can make this watery if you want, or to make it like light and flowy, or you can make it a solid color, whatever you want. But the trick is we're going to be moving around the page, so you don't want to do two sections too close to each other before they dry, because that will mean that they will kind of bleed together. And if that's what you want, then go for it, but that's not what I'm going for today. And I'm going to stick with warm colors, I think. You can go with cool colors. You can mix it up and do both. Whatever you want. I'm going to do a red-orange. So this one's a little bit of a darker orange. And it might be easier to do your outlines. Outline it first and then color it on in the inside, so that you don't make a mistake like I did right there. But we're going to put a darker color right there so you won't even see it. But remember, we're washing our brush off before we change color. So I'm going to go with a lighter yellow right here. Maybe a darker red on this side. This is more like a violet red, red violet. I'm going to go back to my original yellow and do one here. And you can see that it looks a little bit more orangey because I didn't clean off my brush well enough when I changed colors, but that's okay. No worries. Go back with my light orange. Do a light orange here. And if you want, you can tape off the sides and do this in sections and wait for each section to dry. But for time wise, I'm just showing y'all doing it freehand. Let's see. I'm going to put that red violet right here again. Being careful not to intrude on my heart there. And if you don't use too much water, it shouldn't take too long for each section to dry. Alright, only a couple left. Let's see. Let's do the light yellow here. Let's make this lighter. Alright. And then last, we want a little bit of a darker color there, so let's do the orange right there. And you see how we just fixed that? And you can make this and break it up into as many sections as you want. Add more color in there. And once it dries a little more, I'm going to outline my heart with a pen so it stands out really well. And if you want, you can outline all your sections. I'm not going to do that today, but I'll show you once we carefully peel off our tape. You get a nice little border. And a cute little card. There you go. Be creative. Have fun with it. Bye, y'all.